Check, check, check. 1, 2. Radio Chuck. Hey, folks. Stephen Dallas, how you doing today? Coin Dragon. All right, my friends, we got, 7 people watching? We had 11 people watching here about 3 seconds ago. Now we got 5. Wonder what's going on here. Seems like everybody's bouncing on me. Jeremy, how you doing, buddy? Okay, so I am here. We have 50 names. We have 1 extra for the wrapper itself. And we have the wrapper with the coins in it for now. This is a 1964 Philadelphia roll. 1964 Philadelphia roll, and we're here for a live roll reveal. So let's get going. And get this roll picked open. Now we got 11 people watching again. It's that time of day where you can say, hey, let's look at the coins. Let's get into it. As soon as I can get this stupid thing open. Ooh, we've got a way toned coin on one end here. Didn't notice that. It's like brown toned. The other side's really toned down too. I hope the rest of the roll is not bad. I received reports from a source who told me that they had found some really nice double die reverse #1 coins in a roll that I had sent to them. So I asked them for a picture of the wrapper. The wrapper looked exactly like this one. So I'm hoping this turns out to be a big winner roll. Big winner roll, not a wiener roll. Hello, Penny Parent. Joe McBride. Ooh, we have an entire roll of mostly brown coins here. In fact, it appears as though it's not an original bank wrapped roll. This could be a bad thing. It could be a good thing. I know they've been wrapped up for a long time, but they're varying levels of shiny. I tell you what, let's do this. Let's just go through this roll anyway. If we don't like it, we'll do another one. You never know what could come out of a roll like this, so we'll just try it. See how that works. Grab my bag here real quick. Make sure there's nothing inside. And there's nothing inside. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these in here. Give them a good shake. Beat the devil out of it. That's a reference only some of you will know. And pull the first name out of the bag, and we're going to get silver nitrate. Silver nitrate. Now, if we don't like the outcome of this roll because of, well, things like this, we will... This is obviously a circulated coin. I don't know what I was thinking when I grabbed this roll. I thought this roll should have had 2 yesterday's reveal and didn't see your 2 coins. I don't remember who was and who wasn't in there, Andrew. I'm sorry. I have no idea. I could just go back and take a look. But I think we're going to have to replace this roll anyway because the first coin in the roll is circulated. I don't know what's going on with these. This appears to be a circulated bank wrapped roll. Let's look at another couple of these coins just to see. Yeah, definitely circulated. So what I'm going to have to do is put everybody here on pause for a few minutes while I go down and grab an actual bank wrapped uncirculated roll. I don't know how I got a hold of this thing. Yep, so we're going to have to... Oh, definitely. We're definitely going to have to replace this. So, give me about 3 minutes, Penny Parent. You give me about 3 minutes to go down, and I'll grab a new roll out of the box. Make sure I get an uncirculated roll this time. and we will do an uncirculated 1964 D roll. So, let me set these all off to the side here. I'll go through them later and make sure there's nothing in there worth keeping. Otherwise, these are going to be dumped in the copper bin. I did. I probably just grabbed the wrong one. But this one's been wrapped up to go today. So I don't know why I did this. Hang on just a couple of minutes. I'm going to go grab another roll. All right, here we go. I go down a couple of flights of steps to get this, but I have one here that actually says OBW 1964 on it, and it is original, and it is uncirculated. So, here's our replacement roll, and here we go. Yeah, this one's hard to pick open. Little sign that you have an original roll. When a machine wraps these things, they don't wrap them so that they can easily be unwrapped. Here's that end. Okay, paper goes over the coins. Ah, yeah, these are nice and bright. Nice and bright. Much better roll. Let's toss this old thing. That'll wrap her out of the way. All right, silver nitrate. We'll get the first coin in the roll. This is a little spotty on the reverse, but the obverse looks fine. Quick look at what we got going on in the obverse here. Shows us. Suppose a good marker for this would be die scratch from the bow tie to the front of the chin. Then we got another little die scratch coming out of the nose. We can't use mint mark positioning because we don't have a mint mark. We will likely see between 4 and 7 different die pairs. But that's going to be our marker for the obverse of this one. Now, 1964, you're more likely to see double die reverses than obverses, but there are still some double die obverses to be watching for. Look under the L for a bar L. Look at the word in for doubling next to the word in. And watch the eyelid and the date. On the reverse, we're mostly watching the outside edges of the lettering around the rim. Next roll reveal sale will be on the 1st of January. I did all of these roll reveals, sold them all on the same day last week. And so I really need to get a resolution for this and figure out what I need to do to get this covered up so that you can see those numbers and it doesn't glow. Anyway, coin number 2 goes to Jeremy. Coin number 2. This is coin number 2. And we have the same die. Same die again. Okay, there's another marker that'll help as a really heavy scratch next to the N of in. I have no doubling on the obverse. Should be no doubling on the reverse. Hey, coin junkie. And as I look around, I don't think I'm seeing anything. Just trying to be thorough. Nope, nothing. I see nothing. So Jeremy gets coin number 2 in the roll, which is the same die as coin number 1, which is a good indicator that we have an original roll. Let's take a look at coin number 3 from Majestic. Coin number 3. This is a different die. It has old north and south die scratches inside the chin plus 1 die dot, actually 2 die dots, inside the throat area. You can see those die dots there. Are pretty nice. No doubled eye. No doubling in the motto. More old die scratches running north and south through Liberty. But we're going to go by... Ooh, there's one nice little die scratch right there under the chin that runs kind of parallel to the outside edge of the chin. That works. That's a good marker. You can use that. What do we have on the reverse? Okay, we got some of that waxy stuff. That's wax from, I'm guessing, the paper wrappers. It gets built up and it levels out and it ends up coming off onto the wrapper. And then it sticks to the coins. But it's easy to get off with a little dab of acetone and pull it right off. There's more of it right there. It's just wax. It's not staining the coins. It's not doing anything, harming anything. The coins are still as good as they were when they came off the press. All right, there's coin number 3 from Majestic. And coin number 4 will go to Levels of Madness. Levels of Madness gets coin number 4. These coins look really nice. Just a cursory look at them. They look very nice. Very nice and bright. This has got machine doubling. See how it looks like it was scooped up? Like the doubling is almost curved upward. And that's machine doubling. Unfortunately, 1964 Lincoln cents are rather common for machine doubling. Usually shows up on the obverse. Exactly why that is, I'm not sure. But you will see it more commonly on the obverse than the reverse. All right. Number 4, we got nothing so far. Turn my volume up just a little bit. There we go. Hopefully everybody can hear me just fine. Coin number 5. Coin number 5 will go to... Bum, 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 bum. Mr. Worley. Mr. Worley will get coin number 5. I assure you that whatever I did yesterday with regard to the names in the coin reveal, they came directly off the sheet from which I made the invoices. So if you were invoiced for spots yesterday, you were given spots in the reveal itself. I can go back and check that for anyone, but I'm pretty certain that was the case. And it's likely that if you did not get spots in the reveal yesterday, you were not billed for spots. Thus, your thought that you had spots was misconceived. Well, we've got a decent share of machine doubling going on, but no hub doubling. No hub doubling do I see. So Mr. Worley gets a normal coin. Only 5 coins deep in the roll. Can't be alarmed yet. Let's see what we got going next. Hello, Hector. Mr. Worley again. Let's see what Mr. Worley gets on this coin. What a nice coin. Really, really bright. Real heavy die scratch in front of the mouth. This is a new, different die for us today. Nothing on the obverse. Let's take a look at the reverse. Not seeing anything yet. As I crawl around the design looking for any sign of doubling. Not seeing anything. With this particular lighting arrangement, I try to keep it so that the outside edge of the coin is toward the right of the viewing area. So that's where my doubling is going to be shown upon the best. I'm not seeing anything here. So, there's a bunch of wax on the coins, and that's all because of the wrapper. That's number 6. Okay, Andrew. And that, I mean, that's fine. If I find that you were supposed to get spots and didn't, I'll make sure that you get spots in another one as credit. But my story for right now, I check these things pretty carefully. I don't bill people unless I give them spots. Okay, there we go. Best focus I'm going to find for right now. And it doesn't look like I've seen this die yet either. It's got a little muckety muck on the T there. Let's see what we got on this. Doesn't look like we have anything on the obverse. And take a look at the reverse. Figure out what we got going on. It's a wax. Waxy buildup. Hi, Kelly. I'm going to be working with you directly after this to be sure that we have everything straight. Then I will print out an invoice, make everything together, and figure out what the final shipping fee will be. I'm working on finishing everything up from the last couple of weeks today. Trying to get everything out today. May not be able to finish today, but I'm certainly going to work on it. I also have to work on getting the next sale ready. I'm pretty busy right now. But that's no excuse for not getting work done. I've got to get the work done. I get it. Here's a 1964. And see nothing there. Kelly, I'm not really sure. I think we were sans place in the box. We had plenty of extra room, and I didn't want to ship a box that wasn't heavy enough. So what we can do is take a partial on the list that you sent to me, pull out everything on the list, weigh it, and see where we come up to. I think we'll get pretty close. So I will work with you on finishing that today. So we have a normal coin number 8 for levels. Looks like we may or may not come with anything in this roll. We're 9 coins in now. JOB. We got nice bright coins. It's just that we're not coming up with any varieties here. Not yet, anyway. Not seeing what I'm used to seeing for good varieties. So we may turn out coming up with nothing special on this roll. That would not be a good thing. Silver nitrate. Silver nitrate gets coin number 10 in the roll. Looks like we've seen this die before. We have. So we know the obverse die isn't going to have anything on it. It is a nice clean coin though. And a little spot. Go. Hope everybody's getting themselves together and getting things right for the new year, getting their resolutions together, getting their party plans all together. I think our party plan is to be in bed by 10 o'clock. Probably be asleep by 10:30. I'll wake up with 2020 on my mind in 2020. All right, coin number 11. Hello, Stonecutter. Majestic gets coin number 11. Let's see what Majestic comes up with. Well, we don't have anything on the obverse of coin number 11 either, as it appears. 1964 is a pretty high quantity mintage year. So there's, even though there are a lot of double dies, it's one of those years where you just have to hit it. You hit it on the nose and you get lucky. You don't hit it on the nose and you miss completely. It tends to be an issue with 1964, which is, I'm always hoping that we're going to come out with a huge amount of really nice varieties out of these rolls, but sometimes it doesn't happen. We have, I mean, I've been packaging rolls up for people the last, well, few days. Not rolls, but reveals. Been packaging up coins for people over the last few days. And, well, I tell you what, we have had some good success with the rolls. As I look through, for every 20 coins people get, they're getting 3, 4, 5 varieties out of that. And some of them are actually valuable varieties. So we're doing okay. One reveal to the other, it doesn't necessarily seem that great. Because we did have a 56D reveal earlier this week that produced nothing. It appears as though we may end up having a 1964 reveal that produces nothing. Oh, look at that. Jeremy gets the wrapper. I'll write Jeremy's name on here and stick it inside the wrapper. There's Jeremy's name. 69D? What's about the 69D? Any no FG pennies out there? Aha. Yes, there is one 69D that I know of. There's also 1977 plain. I don't know of others. I know of a number of different dates where it barely shows up, or it's really thin and fine, but it's actually there. I've seen a 1972 or a 72D that had a very weak FG on the reverse, but it was indeed there. 5 new dies of what? Stonecutter. Oh, you mean in the reveals? Yeah, you do. There's a number of new listings in there that have either signatures on it or it just says new listing, because in some cases a different person got the best looking coin in the roll. And that's the one I'll photograph. Best looking coin in the roll. Not necessarily the first one I find, because the first one I find doesn't always show the markers really well. And if I'm finding coins in a roll and I'm finding the same die in a roll, I'm going to pick the best coin I can to take photographs of, the one that'll smile the best. And that's going to be the person who's going to get credit on the coin in the website. So really the only thing that having my signature on the label means for you... Oh, look at that. Is that wax? I think that's wax. It is. That's a little bit of waxy buildup. It'll come off. No problem. So the only thing that having my signature on the flip insert really means is that, yes, I'll be using your coin as the model on the website for the die, but it also means you got the best looking coin out of the roll for that die. Oh, Robert, we've not found anything in this roll. We started opening another roll and turns out it was circulated, so I stopped and went down and got an uncirculated roll. We haven't found anything in it yet. I tried sticking with the paper. It's the same as the paper from a roll that a gentleman found earlier this week out of my stash. Opened it up and got some. That was for levels. I'm sorry I didn't draw before I pulled the coin out. So Levels of Madness gets coin number 15. And here's JOB, coin number 16. Coins are in really nice shape. For the most part, they're gem uncirculated, gem BU, but no sign of hub doubling yet. Not seeing anything that looks like doubling yet. Coin number 17. 17 goes to Steve Patet. Mr. Patet. Could just be the one to change our luck in this roll. Oh, Jeff. Well, we got some nice toning on this one. Oh, look at that color. Interesting color. See what the coin looks like when I pull it out. Not as colorful as it looked like underneath there, but it's still nice. Nothing at all wrong with the coin. Alright, JLB gets the next one. Let's see what JLB ends up with. Yeah. So die scratch out in front of the bridge of the nose there. Or bridge of the eyebrow. Out in front of his brow. Yeah. That's what I wanted to say. There's my poopy dog. What's up, poopy dog? What's you doing, Sherm? Uh-oh. There's packing supplies laying on your bed. You're going to stand there looking at me until I pull those off, aren't you? Princess Sherman needs his bed. Alright. Benjamin Marler. Next coin. What's up, Bulldog? Well, nothing there either. Looks like we're in full-blown coin cool-off. Say coin number 20 here. That'll change us. Chris Vines. What's Chris got? Yeah. Nothing there. Let's look at the reverse. Scope likes to blink out on me once in a while. Not really sure why. Nothing there. And that's coin number 20. You got coin number 21. 1964 was one of the first years I ever had a full bag of. I bought a full bag a long time ago. It's been 20 years. But as I was going through this bag, I was finding examples of a very late die state and rather minor Class 1 double die reverse. I suddenly thought that I had become one of the richest men in the world, because, well, double dies, especially even like double die reverses on 1964 Lincoln Cents, are worth gotta be $5 or $10 a piece. And look at this, I've got 300 of them. I thought, man, I think I bought that bag for like $60, 60 or $65. It didn't cost me much. I just figured I could pay the bag back just by selling a dozen of the RPM, or of those double dies. That sweet little DDR. I went back and I looked at it about a week later, and I was all excited. And it seemed as though it wasn't quite as easy to discern as it had been before. And, well, as it worked out, I was kind of making up half the excitement in my head. They were double dies, but they were really minor, and they were very late die state. I showed it around to a couple of people, and they're like, yeah, that's nice. So I wouldn't have recognized it if you hadn't pointed it out to me. And I'm like, really? Is that hard to see, huh? Well, it's not that it's that hard to see. It's just that it's like really late die state, and people like them to be a little more crisp. well, I was kind of wind out of my sail. So I was running an eBay store at the time, and I put a couple of them on the eBay store for like $12, 10 or $12. And I had a guy give me an offer, $5 on one of them. I took it. So I sat around on the other one, waiting. Nothing happened. I taught myself a really important lesson about hub doubling and about cherry picking and about what to expect of the market. Really important lesson was this. If it's not really enough to make you really interested, it's not going to be enough to make the rest of the market really interested either. There's got to be something there to get people involved in wanting to own the coin, thus buying one from you. You can find 400 of something nice, so you think. But if the market doesn't agree with you, they're not going to buy them. Oh, yeah. Yeah. When you first started, you swore you found a whole roll of 82 large over small date. Yep. That happens to all of us. I found I saw where there was a 1971 S proof double die being offered for big money. Oh, and this was back in the 80s when I first started. Big money at that point in time was like $200. I thought, wow. So there's this 1971 S double die reverse or double die obverse that's proof. I'll find me one of those. So I went to a couple of little shows. I was stationed in Germany at the time, and shows with American coins in them were not all that common. I mean, there were plenty of American dealers around, but finding a show with an American dealer and American coins was not all that common. Anyhow, I searched around, and I finally found me a 1971 proof Lincoln cent that had the doubling on the front. I thought, man, I've got myself a nice coin here. It's a double die for sure. Of course, at the time, I didn't really know how to store coins properly, and I was putting them in PVC flips and stick them in a closet where they get nice and warm and toasty. And about a year later, I dragged that coin out, and it had green muck all over it, and so I took acetone and cleaned it off with acetone. Of course, you don't do that to a proof coin. Well, I didn't know that at the time. I still had this really valuable coin, even if it was a little hazy and a little cloudy now. Still had a really valuable coin, right? You know, as time went on, I realized what I was looking at was machine doubling. I didn't have a double die at all. And it was on probably one of the ugliest 1971 proof cents I think I've seen since. And it was an important lesson. It hung around me for, I don't know, a couple of years. Hang around in one of my little bins. And I eventually tossed it in the copper. So one of these days, one of you might find out there in circulation a beat up, cleaned 1971S proof Lincoln cent. It might have been mine at one time. Well, I tell you what, man, that thing's uglier than a pumpkin's been sitting outside for 2 weeks. It's all scrunched up, ugly looking, wrong color, wrong texture. I'm trying to repeat you, CMOS. I'm trying to find what you found. But I'm not finding anything here. That's an unfortunate thing, but that's what we're doing right now. I think we're going through a normal roll. We've been halfway through the roll now and haven't found anything yet. So here's Hurlstormer. We do have a lot of coins that are in pretty nice shape. That notwithstanding, we don't have a single double die yet. I'm kind of hitting it a little quicker than I normally do because, well, when there's nothing to look for, there's nothing to look for. So I just keep looking quickly, and as soon as I find something that I think has any value, I'll stop and we'll talk about it. until then, there's not really any point in stopping. You ruined your first uncirculated collection that you started when you were 12. It was after college, and it was trash. So you'd started it when you were 12, put it in a wet, hot, dank attic, and went back to it 10 years later, and it was junk. That happens. Chuck Patello gets the next coin. This is a nice early dice date coin. I mean, it's really crisp. Nice sharp coin, very few die flow lines. Real crisp details. It's just too bad that there's no hub doubling. As soon as this party's over, I'm going to have to take off and go to the post office. I do have another stack of packages ready to go. Seems like almost every day I've got another stack of packages ready to go. Silver nitrate, which is a good thing. It not only means I'm getting business, but ooh, this has got some bank worker's fingerprint on it. So I have bank worker DNA. Or maybe this is bag toning. This could be bag toning. It looks too straight to be fingerprints. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe bag toning. Probably like a textile toning from the bag itself. Possibly. Damn yawning. Yawn right through the middle of the day. Dog sleeping right behind me doesn't help any. All right, coin number 30. I'm pretty sure it was in a bank wrap roll, wasn't it, CMOS? You found a 55S in a roll of 58s? Yeah. I suppose it's better than the alternative. Could be finding a bunch of 58s in your 55 roll. I have no idea out of these rolls what was actually full-fledged, high-quality, great stuff, and what was mixed in with perhaps not so high-quality or oddball stuff. I did do a few really good checks of all of the product before I started selling it. I didn't check every single roll. I'm not going to check every single roll. You get a roll you don't like, you just tell me, we'll do a swap. Doug Reese. Here's Mr. Reese's coin. We're on coin number 31. Less than 20 coins left to go. And we have not yet seen anything of markable value. You talk about high-grade 1964s. You have to have a 67 or above for it to really have any value. And I'm not sure any of these would make it over 65. They're decent coins, but they're not high-grade. You want to talk high-grade, go back to the 1962 dime post. The film of that, the video of that reveal. I believe that reveal was number 40. No, it was in the 30s. I can't remember what number it was anymore, but it was a 1962 Roosevelt dime roll. Out of the 50 coins in that roll, or actually there were 100 coins because it was 2 rolls. Out of the 100 coins in that search, I'd bet probably 75 of them were a 66 or higher. Jeremy. Sorry, Carl. I can't remember much of anything after I pack it to go. And it goes out. I remember very vague details about things, but I don't remember everything. Just way too much. So much on my shoulders at any one time to get done. I do it to myself. I mean, I don't mind it. It's just that I've got so much, I stay kind of scatterbrained about individual details. Still looking for a coin of any value. Still haven't found one of any value. This is like the second 1964 plain roll that we've busted on. And I'm sending out rolls that have nice double dies. JOB, that would be full torch because they're Roosevelt dimes. And yes, there were a number of full torch coins in there. There were a lot of very well struck coins. These guys are, some of them are a little late dice date. Some of them have a little bit of strike damage. Some of them have a little minor spotting. None of them seem to have a double die. Like they missed that bus. Bus needed to stop at the double die market. All right, Jeremy again. Let's see what Jeremy gets on this one. Still looking for a second example or even a first example of a decent double die. Nothing there. Check the other side. Check, check. Yeah, so I got up today to just kind of come and work on getting stuff out so I can work on the inventory list for the auction coming up on the 1st. I'm hoping to get more or less most of the packaging resolved today so that this evening I can get on that list of $1 items that will be offered on the 01/01/41 sale. January 1st for $1. Make you holla for $1. Everything in that sale will start at $1. And there will be some pretty nice coins in there. Do not hesitate. Do not hesitate. Make sure you come to that show, because you are going to regret it if you don't. That was coin number 36. Let's check out coin number 37 and see what happens. Chris Vines. Nice earlier dice date obverse. Pretty sure we've seen this roll before, or this die before, but we're going to take a look at it anyway. Just because, well, that's what I do. I look at dies. I am the Penny Whisperer. A happy little coin lives right over here. Some of you guys missed it. I wore my Bob Ross shirt yesterday, my Bob Ross t-shirt, and I have now heard from 3 different people that say they've seen the meme on Facebook about Bob Ross. Doug is sick? Oh, sorry to hear that, brother. Mr. Patet. Yeah, but the meme that I see about Bob Ross is that, wouldn't it be strange if all of the paintings he was doing of the mountain scenes and lakes and streams and forests and rivers were actually from memory of the scenes where he left all of his murder victims? You know, holy moly. That was kind of harsh. You haven't started glowing from the atomic blasted nickels yet? Do they look any different at all? So I have no idea what they were. All right, Doug. Take a little sniffle and take a look at this. See what we got here. Well, looks like nothing on the obverse. Yeah, Bulldog. It may take a couple of years, but some morning you're going to get up and go in the bathroom to brush your hair, and it's all going to come out in the brush. You know, around the corner and look at your roll of coins, and it's going to be glowing. All of them. It's going to be this dense-looking, bright green plasma look. They are pretty nice coins. There's for Jeremy. I was kind of hoping for better, like nice double dies and stuff, but you know, if they were common, they wouldn't be worth anything. And I don't have any special karma to be able to bring die varieties to light in these rolls. I know that's hard to believe, but it's true. That's definitely the truth. Bought your daughter a kit. You ended up using it. Did you get any good? I mean, have you sold any of your paintings for, $500,000 or anything like that? Jeff, that's kind of what we're thinking. I had this roll of nickels from 1956 that the label on the top of them said that they had been atomic blasted. And no idea what it was. I mean, I think I started them at double face value or something like that. Just wanted somebody to have an opportunity to have the nickels and own them. And no idea whether they actually are somehow atomically treated, or if they were, when. It's my understanding that there were a lot of rolls of coins that were put through the quote-unquote atomic blaster, and I guess it was at the test site near Alamogordo, New Mexico, or Los Alamos, whichever. Mr. Patet. Mr. Patet gets the next coin in the roll. Nothing there on the obverse. Let's take a look at the reverse. See if we happen to have anything really handy going on that we can talk about on the reverse of this one. And it doesn't look so. It doesn't look like it. That was coin number 42, and that was Steve Patet. Sorry, folks. It looks like we've run into another regular, normal roll of coins. I try to pick the ones that are the best. Don't always succeed at it, though, Mr. Patet. But I tell you what, the ratio of die varieties to normal coins we're getting in these rolls, and the ratio of high grade versus just typical run-of-the-mill coins that have been showing up in these rolls, has been a quite acceptable number. Pretty nice coins showing up. I like them anyway. I think there've been a lot of pretty ones, a lot of nice ones. Some with toning. We've had high-grade silver dimes. We've had some pretty nice nickels. We've had a roll of 1975 Lincolns that went really well. Got some really nice coins on that one. I keep digging. I keep looking. Silver Nitrate gets the next coin in the roll. Here, let's take a look and see what we got for him. Nothing on there. Nothing there. there. Let's flip it over and take a look at the other side. Yeah, it looks like we have nothing on this side. So that's coin number 44. On to coin number 45. Silver nitrate gets a normal coin. We'll draw for coin number 45 and see who gets that one. Mr. Worley. Wife is from Oak Ridge, Tennessee. You have a few of the dimes from a store in that area? Dime store in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. It'd be nice to have those autographed by the Oak Ridge boys. Is that where they're from? Oak Ridge, Tennessee? Just guessing. I remember listening to them when I was a teenager. That was back when they were going through their heyday of pop singles. Elvira. My heart's on fire, Elvira. Yes. Those were the days. What was that? 81, 82, somewhere in there. I used to live in Tennessee. Doug Reese gets the next one. Doug, wipe your nose. Take a look at this one. 1964. Thank you, Captain Obvious. What else do we have? Well, looks like we've got nothing on that side. Let's take a look at the other side and see what we have. One of these days, we're going to pop our roll. It's going to have, like, super stuff in it. One of these days. Yeah, so from the time I was in the 3rd grade until I graduated high school, I lived in Memphis. I went to, for those who are from or live in Memphis or know Memphis, I went to Spring Hill School up between Raleigh and Fraser. Then I went to Springdale School. It's off Hollywood and Jackson. And then I went to Raleigh, Egypt, junior high. I went to Overton High School. Graduated from Overton High School right about the middle of my class, 1986. You find a 1986 Overton High School yearbook, you'll find me in it. The history of my life, part 2, was when I was in Raleigh, Egypt Junior High School. Is when I really got started in on double dies and stuff. A friend of mine and I were plucking out all the 1982 pennies, trying to find those elusive small dates. Seemed like the small dates were really hard to find. Later on in the year, a few rolls of them were released in the area, and they weren't quite so hard to find anymore. But we knew they were going to be doing it sometime like around the beginning of the school year, coming back from the Christmas break, like right in January. We didn't even see any 1982 pennies until March. And it wasn't until about August or September that we actually saw some small dates. We ended up coming up with all 7 different varieties a number of times over in circulation. We were actually looking for 8 because we didn't know that the 8th one was not made. It was back then you do everything by inference and self-education. There was no internet. Uh, 17 coin tube of 1960p small dates. Well, 1960p small dates are if they're nice gem BU coins, they're worth $5 a coin. That's what would make them worth $50. You're actually talking about, what, $3? $3 a coin, roughly. I might even buy them for that. Hurlstormer gets next to the last coin in the roll. And nothing on the obverse. Nothing on the reverse. That's coin number 49 for Hurlstormer. And the last coin in the roll will go to Doug Grease. Now, they shouldn't be proof CMOS. I mean, there are small date proofs, but even small date uncirculated, 1960 Philadelphia small date uncirculated, I buy those at $125 a roll. You can find them at $125 a roll. If they're nice, unspotted coins, I'll buy them. Well, that was kind of disappointing. We found nothing in that roll. Found a number of decent coins. I mean, decent uncirculated 1964 Lincoln cents, but we didn't find any die varieties at all. Hopefully that changes with our next roll. And then, well, I've been working through a count of some new purchases. Working on figuring out exactly what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it with some new rolls that I've just purchased. And this right here, you see that down there on the floor? Those are all 1959D and 1960D bank wrapped rolls. How about that? Do I know David Lewis from Omaha? Something tells me I might. I'm not exactly sure. It sounds kind of familiar. A lamination on the date on the last coin. That's the last coin right there. Coin number 50. No, it looks like little scrape marks on the 9 and the 4, but no lamination. Coin 48. Coin 48. Okay. Check coin 48. Here's coin 48. This one's for levels. That's wax. I could put a little xylene on a Q-tip and take that straight off the coin. Oh, he's the one that's going to call you about the 60p small dates? I have 60p small dates, but I don't have enough of them. I never have enough of them. I'm looking for more. Always looking for more. Offering $125 per roll on them. Nice original red coins. No spots. I'm sorry, sissy. case you can still hear this, have a great day. And be sure you come back and see me here in a couple more hours. We'll be doing another one if your signal clears up. We will be doing another reveal today. Our next reveal is today at 5 p.m. It's reveal number 49. We've got one at 5 p.m. today, and we've got one at 8 p.m. today. And speaking of that, I've got to make a run to the post office and get ready for this next reveal, so I am going to have to take off here pretty soon. So I will leave you guys with it, and I will be back at about 4:50 p.m. Eastern Time. What is it? About 3:05 now. 3:03, about 3:10 in the afternoon. So, folks, I will see you in just a couple hours. Take care.